Hello guys, welcome back. I watched my last video and I actually learned something from it. I learned that I don't need to rush. I think I actually mentioned that in the video, that I don't need to rush. I need to take my time and actually connect with you guys. So hopefully you guys can really you know, relate and connect to this one. But basically the subject is what is the subject? Oh yeah, the subject is how to find your voice. And my story really starts from when I was in school. When I was in school, I was never the kid that would put my hand up for nothing, because I just felt like I didn't have anything significant to add to the class. And that happened mostly in my classes that were maths, English and science, the most important subjects that you can take, and that everyone at school tells you that you need these subjects, you need to pass these subjects. I was not confident in them. I was not particularly good at them either, and I lacked a lot of confidence. And because of my lack of confidence, it stopped me from putting my hand up. It stopped me from learning more, and I limited myself. I limited myself more in the classroom because I wasn't confident. And my lack of confidence just came from feeling like if I put my hand up and I get it wrong, then everyone else is going to know that I got it wrong, you know? And also I never ever liked to publicly speak. I don't like public speaking, and you do always find that teacher that will want you to speak out loud or read out loud, and I wasn't that student. I never liked doing it, but there were loads of students around me that obviously loved doing it, so I never understood why the teacher used to pick me. I was just like, pick someone else, she wants to read, so you know. But finding my voice in those classes was very hard because I felt like I didn't have enough information. I didn't have enough information about the topics to have a voice. So I just didn't say anything ever. And it made it worse for me because it made me less confident in other classes and other subjects, you know, history and RE. Like these subjects, they were never ones that I was good at. But I did realise something though, that when I was outside of the classroom and I was, you know, with my twin sister, I was a lot more confident because I didn't have to, you know, talk about subjects that were, I didn't have to talk about subjects that I was struggling with. So I always was a little bit nervous to go to those classes, and especially without my twin. So I was a lot more confident when it came to being vocal about things about my twin, but when it came to subjects, that was not my, I wasn't strong at all at those subjects. Another thing that, you know, that I always remember is my mum always tells me, as long as you're not being disrespectful, as long as you're not swearing at the person and you're not being just outright rude, then you should speak your truth. Speak your truth, because it doesn't matter who you meet in this world. Everyone is going to have an opinion, and just because you disagree with an opinion of someone else's, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't still be able to, you know, make it be known that that's their opinion. So the same works for us and for you, that you can have a voice. Just because you disagree doesn't mean you can't have a voice. Also, another thing that I noticed as well is that my the subject that I was strong at, which was art, that I studied all the way up to the end of sixth form. Throughout my whole school life, I was taking art all the time. I was a lot more vocal in that class but more so when I got to my A levels, because that's really where your personality comes out. That's where your art says something about you. And my teachers always, you know, they want the best for you, but they always want you to be following a certain guideline. And I just knew that I could be doing better, and I knew that I could be sending more messages that were relating to me. So my teachers always used to say, like, why don't you do this and why don't you paint that? And I always used to be like, I don't really want to paint that because, and I would tell them why. And I was more vocal because I knew that I was good at that subject. So it wasn't a problem for me to be more outspoken when it came to my artwork. And then when I was leaving school, I don't know why, but I always, well, I do know why, but that's for another video. I never wanted to go to university. I never wanted to go to university. And when it came to the end of the school year, my teachers and stuff would say, like, what universities are you going to be applying to? And I would say, like, I'm not going to university. And they'd be like, oh, okay. And what kid tells you they don't want to go to university? I mean, most of the kids want to go to university. So when they heard it from me, they were kind of like, oh, and I had to stand my ground because I knew that there was going to be people out there that was going to be like, don't you want to just, maybe do a foundation or just do a little course here or there? And I had to then stand in what I'd put myself in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was very clear to others, and I was pretty sure with myself that I didn't want to go. And it would have been really unfortunate if I had gone ahead and done that, because I would have been kind of having to deal with that right now. So I'm really glad that I didn't do that. And I started to find my voice as I left school. I was still a little bit on the fence, but I was still, but I had my confidence had grown a little bit because I knew what I was. I knew that I was a great artist, and I didn't want for 1 second to doubt that. So I always used to be really strong in my opinions when it came to things like that. So I left school, and my mum is a life coach. So when I left school, I directly went into the things, obviously, that I love, art and stuff, and I was pursuing that. And my mum started to do workshops, so I started attending those workshops, but only to serve people, only to be there, if someone wants some water or someone wants this or that. And I was never really meant to be a part of it, so that's the reason why I didn't really think I was going to get anything from it. But sooner or later, I realised that I was actually getting something from it. When I started to actually sit in the when I used to sit in the sessions, the workshops, I actually started realizing that I was becoming more confident, because the subjects that my mum was talking about were things like how to become more confident, how to feel more significant, how to feel more do you have value in the world. So I became a lot more confident, and that's really what it was mainly about, confidence, and how to go about doing things with the tools and the skills that she was giving us. I never thought I was going to learn anything because I was just there to help my mum out. But soon I realised that actually I feel more confident. I feel like I can talk more. I don't feel like I have to use specific words to be able to speak to someone. I can just speak and be me. So I learned a lot from going to her workshops, and I never expected to, but I'm so grateful now that my mum was doing those things and that I was able to access them, to access it so easily. And it's really unfortunate for those who may have not attended, because what I learned had such an impact that it makes me the person I am today. Because without those workshops, I might have been still that person in school that was like, oh, I'm not going to say that because I think it might be wrong. But my mum has taught me that anything you say is significant because you matter. So, self always matters, and you should really take that to heart, because there's a lot of people out there that don't have great things to say, and they say it anyway. So if you have something great to say, then why not say it? Then I you know, through doing these workshops, I would really say that's where I really found my voice. I was getting to it throughout school, I was getting to it, but that's where I really found my voice, and that was absolutely amazing. But I think if any one of you out there that is watching this right now feels like they don't have a voice, it's because you're limiting yourself. What I learned from my experiences is that I have to make mistakes. I wish now that in school I had just put my hand up and got it wrong, because you only learn to move past these things by embracing them, making mistakes and embracing them, saying, you know what, even though I made a mistake, I don't care. Everyone is human, we make mistakes all the time, and it doesn't matter. And you have to learn to find your way. You have to learn to find your way, and it doesn't matter what stage you're at. It doesn't matter if you're 50, it doesn't matter if you're 16 or 25 and you're going to university. It doesn't matter what age you are and what stage you're at. You can always learn. And I realized that even now I can go and buy a psychology book if that's what I want to do, and I can learn that now. Or I can go and buy an English book, or I can go buy a maths textbook, and I can learn these things now. It's never too late. So the way you find your voice is to really realize that you're significant. And once you find out you're significant, you will do more for yourself. So go and buy those books on Amazon that you saw that was for English, that can improve, your writing skills, because you deserve to have the best and to be the best version of you that you can be, and you need to put enough effort into it. So being yourself and finding your voice are things that are really, they hold value, and you should really just stop and think, why is it that I'm not putting my hand up? Why is it that I feel I'm not doing good in this subject? And you'll find the answers when you ask yourself these things. But if you're unaware, you will not find out why you're doing it. Because I know now that the reason why I wasn't putting my hand up in classes and that I wasn't vocal is because I wasn't good at the subject. So therefore, I was like, everything that I say is going to be wrong. And that is a reflection of me. So I never used to put my hand up. And also another thing is that I was comparing myself to others, which I should have never been doing, but we do it all the time. I was comparing myself to smarter students, or to students that could read better than me or something like that. So quickly, what I was saying was just find your voice by asking yourself questions, and once you do that, just embrace it. No matter how you sound, just embrace it. So I thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope I could have been your eternal sunshine for today, even though the sun is not out. But I thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.